It may come as a surprise to find out that the Alan Parsons project is actually a duo, and not just one man's vision as the name implies. Legendary producer Alan Parsons met his musical partner in 1974 at the Abbey Road studio, where he had been working as an audio engineer since 1969. The man Parsons met was a songwriter, composer, and studio musician, Eric Wolfson, who was making money as a session pianist while composing his own concept album based on the works of Edgar Allan Poe, because being a huge fucking nerd is a prerequisite for starting a prog rock band. By their powers combined, the two musicians created a prog rock band whose music and legacy are carried on in the strangest of places. The band's name was used as a punchline in the 1999 comedy classic Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and their instrumental track, Sirius, has been the introduction music for NBA team, the Chicago Bulls, since 1984. The legacy of their final Billboard hit, the lead single off their seventh studio album, 1984's Ammonia Avenue, is less easy to nail down. The song itself features a Phil Spector Wall of Sound-inspired instrumentation and Wolfson-written lyrics that even Parsons doesn't understand. Quote, "I'm not sure what he meant by this song. Is he saying, I don't want to hear from you about this? I'm going to say, it's just words. Remember, yesterday started out as scrambled eggs," said Parsons. The song's music video may have a stronger impact than just the song itself. The video was nominated for Most Experimental Video at the first ever MTV Video Music Awards, but was beat out by Herbie Hancock's Rocket. Despite losing the award, one can't help but look at the video's comic book aesthetic, drawn by Michael Kaluta, and see a sort of predecessor to animated band acts like Prozac and Gorillaz. Of course, on the other hand, if we consider acts like Alvin and the Chipmunks, then animated bands have been around since 1958, and this video is just another music video that happens to be pretty neat. That's right, we're talking Don't Answer Me by the Alan Parsons Project on Cover Me.
Don't answer me, don't make the silence, don't let me win. Don't answer me, stay on your island, don't let me in.
That's right, it's Cover Me, the only podcast that compares famous songs to their many cover versions to find out which one will let me win. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my magic co-host,
Alex Mildenberger.
Alex Mildenberger, he says, appearing in a puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke, but where did my voice come from?
That's, we're still trying to figure that one out. His mouth hasn't been moving this whole time, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. It's, I mean, we're cooking through this very spooky progressive month.
We sure are.
Which is pretty exciting. Although, as you've mentioned, I don't remember if that was in the episode or not. We're not doing the most like prog rock songs.
This one is not. It's pop, basically.
Yeah, basically. And that's the point. It's supposed to be this throwback.
Yeah, well, especially with the music video, we're in that 80s 50s nostalgia area.
Yeah, very much. But yeah, these guys. Yeah, Alan Parsons Project. Interesting. But anyway, I said the month was spooky, and this song is not very spooky.
It is haunting in a way.
Haunting.
It's it's very sad. Especially looking at the lyrics this week, I was never sure if he was sarcastic or not in the chorus.
True. I mean, yeah, we'll have to.
But it seems to be very for the betterment of you, this person I'm in love with, we should no longer be together.
It does feel that way, which I guess is at least sad.
It's sad, and it's like we've said, the spookiness of fall is also just being depressed, and there's a heaping dose of that in this song.
There's a loneliness to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But how have you been? What's up with you?
I've been ill, dude.
Right.
Sick, and not like a kickflip, you know?
Yeah, I mean that too, but also.
I'm always like that.
COVID,
yeah.
as you mentioned to me earlier, and
the novel coronavirus.
Not to know.
Yeah. Thanks for setting me up. And it's been beautiful this whole week, except for the last 2 days, finally, which I'm when you're sick and it's beautiful weather out.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that, dude. It's double depressing.
It's supposed to be lonely, cold October.
Yeah. We're leading up into November rain, you know?
Yeah.
We gotta keep things on the sad vibe. So past couple of days here, there's been some pathetic fallacy in that the outside weather is matching my internal sickness.
All right, well, it's about time.
Yeah, fucking A. Right?
It's supposed to maybe snow here later today, so we'll see.
Ooh. it's hard to hold a candle in Calgary's October snow, you know?
Yes. So we say. So we'll see.
So we'll see. Yeah. Let's talk about the Alan Parsons Project here,
Yeah,
man.
let's
What
do
a
it.
group.
Yeah, they are. They're an interesting group because, like, I mean, reading through their history that I didn't really know, like, oh, they formed because, like, they were just talking about, like, how the one guy was gonna do like, Edgar Allan Poe,
Concept album.
and they were like, they connected over that, and their first album is that, and I've just never listened to it.
There's like songs from that at the very least, and
Yeah.
these guys seem to deliver on concept albums.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I really only know Eye in the Sky and iRobot.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, not even really Pyramid, you know? Like,
I
maybe
have
one
Pyramid
song.
on vinyl, and I still don't really know Pyramid.
Is there, like, a song I know off of there?
What Goes Up, you probably know.
Yeah, that's probably the one.
And In the Lap of the Gods, I think those two are both on, like, a best of collection that you probably got from the library, lent to me, and I ripped it, and that's why I know those two songs.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I had a best of... No, I think I did, because my dad had one. Actually, yes, that's the other thing. So, probably one of the most I ever heard Alan Parsons Project was my dad, when we put music on for, I guess, like, when guests would come over. When I was
Should we
living with
throw
my
on the Alan
parents,
Parsons
he'd put
Project?
music on, and he would just, like, go to the laptop, like, open iTunes,
Yeah.
and hit play.
Oh,
So
and
it would start with A, which is Alan Parsons Project. So it would like always start with Alan Parsons Project. And yeah, it was like some kind of best of. I don't remember which one.
That's an insane move.
I know. Just always, and it would just be like go through A, and then sometimes it would make it to like Bruce Springsteen.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was that was why I heard so much of those songs. And then of course, I think the reason because I have Eye in the Sky and I have iRobot on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my dad might have bought those. Because back in the day, we would just like buy records and we didn't have a player. So we would just like collect them and put them in a pile and like get them at like flea markets and stuff. Because they'd be like 2 cents.
Yeah, this was like pre the sort of vinyl revival.
Yeah, it was like in progress, but like you could still get old LPs. So yeah, that's like why I have those, and he still doesn't really have a player, but I do. So I just took all of the
Yeah,
records.
fucking A. Oh yeah, I robbed my parents of all their vinyl. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take these. You guys don't need this.
So yeah, so that's like why I know that, and I'll listen to those albums every once in a while. I don't really know that they're like concept albums exactly.
I think when I was reading their thing, it's like these guys are all about concept albums, which is
Yeah.
kind of different from the past two groups we've talked about who have like albums that are mistaken for concept albums.
Right.
As well as like Pink Floyd has some concept albums, but
Yeah.
like apparently Alan Parsons Project, that's just what these guys were doing.
Yeah, I guess it's also kind of like, I mean, like Styx was doing. I like to bring up Styx when we talk about concept albums because they were very much like, let's do some concept albums. Or at least Dennis DeYoung was like, this is our concept, write songs about this.
Yeah.
And it's more like we had an idea and we wrote a bunch of songs about it as opposed to like this is a story or
Mhm.
something. Anyway, so it's like almost like that.
Yeah, like they're just like they kind of have things like I'm looking at iRobot and I only know tracks 2 and 3 of this. I wouldn't want to be
Right.
like you in some other time. I couldn't tell you what the concept is
Yeah.
based on those 2 tracks. But this is the other side of Alan Parsons is that probably because he's been a producer, like he was a junior like audio engineer when the Zombies were recording.
Oh, right, yeah.
I saw the Zombies perform live and they talked about Alan Parsons. Like he was just some dude in the studio. And they're like, anyway, now we're going to play one of his songs, Old and Wise. And it's crazy. But yeah, he goes from that to working as a like assistant engineer on 2 Beatles albums, which I've forgotten. I believe it's so we're like talking 1969.
I think it was like the later ones would have been like Abbey Road and
Yeah,
Let
it was-
Me, maybe.
Yeah, because it was at Abbey Road Studios as
Yeah.
well. So the odds of it being that are pretty high. I believe that's what it was. So he works on those, and then of course he works as the head engineer on Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, which is like probably his big thing, right? Like that's the big album he's maybe known for. And I think that's even like why my dad was more into Alan Parsons Project because he like watched a documentary about Dark Side of the Moon and it came up.
Right, and then he was like, well, I gotta fucking check out what Alan Parsons is about. 'Cause I love
Yeah,
Dark
I mean,
Side
I
of the
think he
Moon.
probably listened to the group before then, but you know, was maybe
Yeah,
a
they
little
get
more into it after that.
modest airplay. They're an interesting band, and like in my mind, this
Yeah.
song is a hit. And it's like, it is technically, it gets to like number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 58 in the UK, and that's like their highest charting single there.
Yeah, and like I'm trying to think of Alan Parsons Project I actually heard on the radio, and I don't recall. Like I knew the group, but I didn't know their music until later because I didn't hear them on classic rock radio.
Yeah, I know this, and I've known this song before I was like into music, so I don't know where I heard it first. If it was the radio, if it was a burned CD that my parents had, or what.
Right.
But this song exists, and the music video is, of course, like a very
and that's how I was introduced to this song. Sorry, I adjusted my volume. I think I should be louder now.
Yeah, that's better. You're.
I was getting a little quiet there.
Yeah.
I was introduced to this song through you in Kaylin's basement, showing us the music video.
Hell yeah,
because it was
dude.
a lot of fun, and we used to sometimes just do that.
Just do that. Yeah, probably because I wanted to do that.
Yeah. So that's like where I know it from, and it's a cool music video, and we'll go over it more.
Yeah, I'm
more
almost
specifically.
shocked it didn't win for most experimental. I actually watched Herbie Hancock's Rocket, and it is pretty wild. It's a lot of like robotics and mannequins doing weird motions.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and it's a little more inscrutable, I would say, than this one, which you kind of can pick up on the influences of this one very easily.
Right, it's cool, but it's like a combination of well-trodden techniques in like a way that is like, it's like an animated feature.
Yeah, it's combined really well. It's fucking
it looks
gorgeous
cool.
stuff.
It looks great.
But I can see it getting beat out on the title of experimental.
Yeah, just because it's theoretically a little more straightforward in how it operates.
Yeah, it's more experimental compared to, say, music videos that we've talked about, like Eye of the Tiger and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's not just like a band walking through a street.
Yeah, to not even have the band really in the video except for like one still shot is like a risk in some way, and like very experimental in that sense.
Yeah, and I mean it's pretty like relatively early days for music videos, 1984. I guess this is like kind of the heyday, but this is when, really start breaking out and
the first MTV Video Music Awards. So yeah, we're talking like early days. But yeah, phenomenal music video that really sticks with me. And that's why I remember this is why I brought up Prozac and Gorillaz, is because I was going to see Prozac live.
Right.
My dad asked me about it. He's like, who are you going to see? I was like, Prozac. He's like, oh yeah, they're like the Alan Parsons Project. I was like, what the fuck?
And he was referring to this music video?
He's referring to this music video. He's like, like the anime. I was like, oh yeah. They are like the Alan Parsons Project in that regards.
That's a strange way to say it, though, I gotta say.
A very strange like connection. I was like, these, besides being both probably like clinically depressed, like I don't see the connection. And it's like, oh, the animation. So I was like, maybe that is the inspiration. Maybe it's not. I guess like, I think on any timeline we were going to make animated bands in one form or another,
Oh, definitely. And like you said, it's been around since at least Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever. But yeah, Alan Parsons Project, I just want to say, like, even though they don't have massive hits, and like we said, this is kind of more of a pop piece, they have such a wide swath of like genres and styles that they do within their own kind of prog format. Like, I wouldn't want to be like you is so like funky. Like,
it feels so especially different, right?
Yeah, they have such different feelings, and it's like a master class in making music here, guys. These guys are fucking good. That's
their thing, right? Like they didn't even tour back in the day. They just worked in the studio.
Yeah, they're just studio guys.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And these lyrics make sense. I feel like Alan Parsons just didn't put in the work. I feel like these lyrics are not just words like scrambled eggs. I feel like the meaning is pretty clear.
Yeah, I don't think they're that inscrutable. Like, there's maybe some ambiguity at some points, but it's not like word salad.
Yeah.
Or scrambled egg salad, for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good. I like them, and we're going to talk about them right now.
Now.
If you believe in the power of magic, I can change your mind. And if you need to believe in someone, turn and look behind. When we were living in a dream world, clouds got in the way. We gave it up in a moment of madness and threw it all away.
Yeah, I mean, I really think, it starts talking about, like, magic and, like, it really, it's about, like, this love story, or, this relationship, right? That ended. It's a breakup song, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also a bit like Telephone Line, in that it's like, I need to talk to you. But then it has the other factor of, like, you probably shouldn't talk to me, though. That's, like, what I get out of it, basically.
Yeah, that's essentially it. You've hit it up right on the head. And his reasoning being that this dude, our narrator, just kind of, I guess he fucks shit up. He's a fuck up. If you believe in the power of magic, I can change your mind.
Right, exactly. Like, you think this is magic? No.
Spend some time with me and you'll realize life fucking sucks, dude.
I'll kill your hope
Yeah.
and dreams.
And then, I guess if you need to believe in someone, this is one of those more vague lines, like turn and look behind. He's like, don't fucking look at me, dude.
Or I'm sneaking up on you. Those lines do feel a bit ambiguous, right? Because overall it seems like he's kind of flip-flopping, because he really does seem like, oh, I want to, like, we gave it up in a moment of madness and threw it all away, is a line that's like, so we need to get back together,
Yeah.
Like, that was like the worst mistake of my life, and like, I want you back. And he does seem to be saying that kind of thing, but also like, then he'll be like, but don't do it. Like, ignore me.
Yeah, he's like, but don't do it. Like, it's good for me. It's not good for you.
Yeah, I guess that's really the crux.
Yeah, because he's like, we were in a dream world. Like, we were having the greatest time, and clouds got in the way, like, which says to me, like, not really big issues.
I guess so. Just like getting a little bit like blocking your vision.
Yeah, we had some minor hardships, and then it just like in that moment, we were like, well, fuck this then, and we ended things.
Yeah.
That turn and look behind line could also be like, I'm right behind you, like I'm in your corner, like you can believe in me. Because then he also says in the next one, he's like, just pretend it's me, and it's like, that's what gets confused for me a bit. Is like, do you want this person to be thinking about you or not? But like you said, he's kind of this conflicted.
Yeah,
person.
Some of the lines do seem contradictory, and I think like that's okay because this person seems to have conflicting thoughts.
Yeah, I think that works.
It almost it's like almost by line, like not really by line, but almost every line or every couple lines like switches back and forth.
Right, he does flip flop
between like a we should get back together and like we shouldn't get back together.
Yeah. Even just the 1-2 of if you believe in the power of magic, I can change your mind.
Yeah,
is such a like. It's a very good like misdirect because so many songs could open up with that and be like, well, hop on my magic carpet, dog. Like,
exactly.
Let's go.
You believe in magic. In a young girl's heart.
Exactly, right? And he's like, if you believe in magic, well, you haven't met me yet.
Yeah. I think didn't Alan Parsons he produced Magic by Pilot.
Fuck, there you go. I was just thinking that like magic as a theme month would be a good, because there are a few songs about magic.
You could do all songs called Magic.
Yeah. Magic March might come up, folks. Who knows?
We didn't do Magic, right? The Cars?
No, the Cars. No, we haven't done Magic by the Cars.
We just did Drive.
We did do Drive, yeah. I'll do the Cars fucking for 6 months, dude. I'll do a whole year of the Cars. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
We get to the chorus on this. Don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me win. Don't answer me. Stay on your island. Don't let me in.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like he's calling or, trying to contact this person. And this is him saying, don't respond.
Yeah, this could be a telephone line scenario where this is like an answering machine message.
And he's like, but don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Don't break the silence. Like, don't reestablish contact with me. Don't give me this victory, although it would be a victory. Like, it would be a win.
Yeah, don't let me in. Like, don't let me succeed in what I'm doing, because, like, it's bad for you. Clearly. And, I mean, that makes sense to me. You lose confidence, and that's the kind of thing you might think of, right? Like, I'm shit.
Yeah, I'm trash. I'm garbage.
Yeah, like, it's in your best. I dropped something. I don't know if you heard that.
I did hear it, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just self-deprecating.
Yeah, it's very self-deprecating. And he's just like, do not, just stay away from me. But don't, as much as I want it, don't let me in there. And then
exactly.
We hit the post-chorus, as Genius calls it. I guess that's right. It's like chorus 2 almost, because it is structurally a little different than the chorus.
Yeah, a little bit. It does feel like a come down, though it is very similar. But yeah, then you sort of start to like, come down a little bit into the next verse.
Run away and hide from everyone. Can you change the things we've said and done?
Right.
Which, again, like, has an almost sarcastic feel to it, especially with stay on your island. It's like, stay isolated. It's like, well, that doesn't seem like a real conclusion. But from his perspective, he's like maybe telling this to himself. He's like, I got to run away and hide from everyone because I can't change what we've done.
Yeah, it seems to be or he's like saying you should do that because he's like decided this is the best thing for me and like probably everyone. Like everyone should be alone, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that, but
some version of I am a rock, I'm an island.
Yeah, exactly. Stay on your island. I'll stay on my island, and then never let anyone in or become vulnerable because this happens.
Yeah, because look at the horrible thing. Can you change the things we've said and done? No, they were bad. So
yeah. Exactly. It's like, we can never recover from this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these wounds feel fresh in this song.
Mm-hmm.
We come to verse 2. If you believe in the power of magic, it's all a fantasy. So if you need to believe in someone, just pretend it's me. It ain't enough that we meet as strangers. I can't set you free. So will you turn your back forever on what you mean to me?
Yeah. Again, a little bit of that back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, starts with a very similar line. If you believe in the power of magic, there is no magic.
Yes.
And if you need to believe in someone, just pretend it's me. Sounds very cool. That's a very cool sounding line.
Yeah.
I've always really liked that line. What does it mean? Well, I guess what I get out of it, again, like, you need to believe in someone for your purposes. Like, you can believe in me, but also saying, like, you can't actually believe in me. Because, like, I won't, like, fill that. Like, I can't be that person.
Yeah, it's like pretend it's some version of like Gurren Lagann's like believe in the me who believes in you kind of logic, but like even a step removed from that, where it's like just pretend that I'm somebody you can believe in if you need to believe in someone.
Yeah, but like
But
also acknowledging that they're not really that.
Yeah, and then it's weird because that first half is like one thing, and then the second half is really in conversation with can we change the things we've said and done. Where he says, it ain't enough that we meet as strangers, which to me says even a blank slate on a relationship would not help. I can't set you free. I simply don't have what you need to have a fulfilling relationship. So, and then this one, which reads as both like him asking her, I'm saying her, this person to do it, and also being like, how could you do that? So will you turn your back forever on what you mean to me? Is like, plays both ways, like as him pushing them away, but also being like, "Oh, can you really turn your back on this relationship?"
It feels like almost that like kind of like guilting move of like, how could you do this?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot of those lines that have that like ambiguity of like he's kind of not sure what to do about it. He knows what he wants, but he also feels like it's different from what needs to happen.
Yeah, he knows what he thinks is best, but he also is like so emotionally invested that he can't just fully cut ties. It's not like in movies like Harry and the Hendersons where they throw the rocks at the big Sasquatch, like, go away, we don't need you, get out of here. He's not as harsh as that.
I've never seen that movie.
Nor have I. I've seen it parodied in 30 Rock, which is why I know it.
Okay, so. Harry and the Hendersons, is that like an old movie or?
Yeah, it's old. It's similar to E.T. in a sense. A random creature comes to a family and they love it, but like probably the cops are after it or something. And
right, it's like a monster, so people are still scared of it. Or
they ship him off to the woods, but then he comes to, tale as old as time.
Right, and then they have to make it think that it needs to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's that reference is for no one because I don't even know the movie. Somebody's like, that's not what happens in Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know, man.
Harry just meets a family called the Hendersons and they have dinner.
Yeah, and it's fine. My dinner with Harry and the Hendersons. That's all of the unique. Everything after this is just more of the chorus.
Yeah, there's saxophone solo and then just. His choruses, his outro,
Yeah. So don't answer me. A heartbroken man leaving perhaps a message on an answering machine saying, hey, I love you. Please don't ever contact me.
Yeah. It's an interesting approach. Very interesting approach.
Very interesting. Love it. Beautiful lines in it. What does it sound like? A wall of sound, baby.
A wall of sound. Yeah, it's very much produced in that wall of sound fashion, which, I never really noticed listening to it. Not that I listened to it like that much, but as soon as I started trying to actually listen to the specific elements, it's like, oh, there's a lot here that's like very much overlapping and everything's loud and echoey and things.
Yeah, 100%. I like this week going in, I was like, oh, it's a wall of sound. And then I like hit play. It's like one drum hit and then just like 6 inches.
Blah, yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, wall of sound, totally. And it does have that throwback feel of this like kind of 50s ballad thing, right? Or not 50s,
Yeah, a
but like
bit.
60s, right? 'Cause, like it's old school, and it is like 50s nostalgia with like kind of this 60s sound. But like it's there. You get that like old school feel.
Yeah, along
and-
with that strong like synth focus, similar in some sense
True.
to Drive by the Cars.
Yeah, I guess so.
More,
There's
more
another
wall of
Cars.
sound on this though. Drive, I think, is puts a lot more weight on that synth.
Yeah, this one. I mean, it's definitely like wall of sound stuff, right? Like you said, it starts with that snare, but it's like a really big sound on the snare.
Yeah, and
Hang on,
there's
I'm
that
trying to get to
like
the start. Yeah, like
'cause
has
it's
a lot of
one
reverb.
big hit on that snare, and then it's boom, and it's so that's I have the credits for this as a guitar, 2 acoustic guitars, 2 people on keyboards apparently, bass drums, Fairlight synthesizer,
Yeah.
vocals.
Yeah, I feel like the Fairlight for a Fairlight is not like doing that much, but that's okay.
No,
Don't
it's
always
a
need
light hand of that
Yeah.
Fairlight.
But yeah, there's like this. You hear guitar strumming, and there's like pulsing piano playing those eighth notes.
Yeah, that
and like a chime sound in there, which is probably one of the synthesizers.
Yeah.
So all those together, yeah, it just like forms this kind of blob of sound that is difficult to parse, especially because it's like, well, there's a guitar sound. It's 2 or 3 guitars, but like there's a guitar playing, you know?
Yeah, and one's electric, 2 are acoustic. It's
Right.
It really muddies what the source is on that. And then sort of cutting through that or weaved into that is that synth pattern, that dun dun dun.
Yeah, you
dun.
kind of get that. That's like the chimey sound, and it also sounds like it's on guitar, and like there's a synth playing. So
like they've
it's
got
all
a few tracks
layered.
going.
There's also, I mean, the rhythm, because it kind of like keeps going throughout, but there's like a vibra slap.
That's what that is. That
Yeah, always gotta shout out the vibra slap.
yeah, I gotta learn the tone of a vibra slap because
I believe it's got to be right.
I wrote castanet and I was like maybe.
Maybe like I think that if you did a castanet like that, it would just be like harder. I don't think it would be impossible, but like I couldn't do it necessarily, or maybe
Yeah.
multiple hands.
Yeah,
I don't know.
vibra slap makes sense, and that feels like something, especially for prog rock band, they just have that in the studio.
Yeah, gotta hit the vibra slap.
Slap that fucking thing.
Slap that vibra.
And then, like, since this is a wall of sound, we're pretty consistent in the structure.
Yeah, because it sets up that like track, moves into the verse, it's basically the same, except Chris brings in the vocals.
Yeah, and classic kind of prog rock, a depressed British man singing beautifully at you.
Depressed man singing, yeah. This is Eric Wolfson singing.
Yes.
Who is the other guy in Alan Parsons Project. Who he passed away a few years ago. I say a few years
2009.
ago, but yeah, over a decade ago. So there are like I looked up some live versions of this song, and it's all Alan Parsons singing.
Yeah.
Because the other guy's gone.
The other guy's gone. Yeah, he is. He's no longer around.
I did like
Apparently-
hearing
No, go
because
ahead.
reading about this group, like they seem to be on good terms. Like I don't remember if Wolfson ever toured with them because they were all in the
Mhm.
studio, and then they didn't start touring till like '99 or something like that,
Right.
which is like well after they had created their material. And after talking about Pink Floyd last week,
Oh yeah.
it's just like so nice to hear that like they're on good terms, and he's like, I talked to him. He said it was cool that I like performed this. It's like great.
Yeah.
Great, you came to an agreement. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that's tight. Because we talked about Pink Floyd and Supertramp, who both have
Yeah.
these like button heads.
It's like,
And
yeah,
so-
just 2 guys that work together for a while. Like they're decently good friends, but like they don't work together anymore, or like they weren't working together for a while. Not because they were mad at each other, just because they were doing other stuff.
Yeah, and even like Alan Parsons' quote about like the meaning of the song, he's not like, it's all bullshit. Where he's like, fuck, I don't know, I never thought about it. Like, maybe it's just words. Yeah, next question. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, okay.
Alan
Very
Parsons.
relaxed.
Yeah, it is. Not taking it too seriously. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm. And I read that Alan Parsons Project often tried to use different vocalists. So it wasn't always
Right.
like Eric Wolfson on front or Alan Parsons necessarily. Like they would
Yeah.
studio vocalists as well.
Yeah, I don't even think Alan Parsons like sang that much in the studio. Like he did like this live, but definitely like listening to their various hits, you can tell it's different vocalists.
Yeah.
And I
it's one of
always
those
got the
things.
impression, just based on the name, that they were more of a studio thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I heard that. Maybe I read that somewhere and forgot. I don't know. But yeah, to me, this has always been like, they just like make songs sometimes and like get whichever studio musicians are there to work with them.
Sort of a prog rock version of Steely Dan.
Yeah, kind of similar idea.
Similar idea, a little, I don't know, around the same time period too. These guys started in like the 70s, like mid 70s. But yeah. Yeah, dude. So yeah,
Yeah.
we get Eric Wolfson singing here. This is what we're telling you guys.
Yeah, that's what
Eric
that
Wolfson
was. That's the
All
point.
this to say, Eric Wolfson is singing, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and like it's soft, very soft, and like a higher register. There's also backup vocals which are pretty soft. They come in louder later, but like
Yeah,
it's like all the singing is like very like soft and gentle. I mean, if you look at genre, like this gets called like soft rock, and yeah, that makes sense.
it is rock and roll. That's soft. Yeah.
Got that saxophone.
Yeah.
What-
That
yeah.
saxophone. We'll get.
What
to
else
the
happens? I guess
saxophone.
we grow once we get into the chorus. Like it's all very compressed, so it's like hard to maybe be specific. Like things kind of get louder. The thing I really noticed on the chorus is like the backup vocals.
Yeah.
They're louder and they're like doubling the lead vocals at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is soft, and there is still sort of an explosion, like a soft explosion that is the title line when you hit the chorus. Because you also get like a drum around that,
Bah.
sort of.
Yeah, you
boom.
get the big like timpani or whatever, like low drum.
Yeah, accompanying that, like you said, these louder backing vocals coming in. They're not doing the ooze they were doing in the verse. They're now
Right.
saying the title line, and it comes in big. It feels like a big moment. Don't answer me.
Yeah, it's like bringing in the choir. It almost feels like it's not orchestrated, but like it's got that like kind of symphonic feel, especially with the timpani.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a bit of that. Just because there's a lot of noise filling the space, even though it's not like a whole section of violins or whatever. Similar
Yeah.
feel.
And it has that almost sensation that choruses can have of triumph because we are so big here, but it is also this very sad, like, thesis statement. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, it does, I guess, feel like a realization, maybe. And it's like,
Mhm.
oh, you gotta stay away from me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the clarity moment. It's the very like crystal clear. This is the message.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, followed by that drum. That it's great percussion on this. Yeah, so even if you're not getting, this is like a pop song construction. It's soft rock, but you get these prog rock nerds in there, and they can't help but do like a little composition, like a little extra.
Right. They just gotta do a little more.
Yeah, they're like
they
in the
make
same
it.
way that like metal has a lot of like technical nerdery going on in it. It's usually like, in terms of like double kick or like hammer-ons and stuff, like
Right, you get
finger
that.
picking.
Often fast playing.
Yeah, there's a similar like technical aspect to prog rock and prog like pop and those genres that they really like to fucking get in the dirt, get in the nitty gritty, and make things a little more complex than they need to be necessarily.
Yeah, especially with Alan Parsons, because he's so much like a producer, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's like his thing. As much as he's also a multi-instrumentalist and like composer, it does feel like his big thing is like on the production side. So he's making this song sound this particular way because,
yeah,
that's what he does.
and production for late stage Beatles is like part of his entry point into the industry. Like that's got to be pretty formative in
Yeah.
shaping your like idea of production.
Yeah, because they were always experimenting and doing some crazy stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you watched that Beatles documentary about Let It Be? Does Alan Parsons show up in that? Because he is like an assistant. I guess he's just an assistant.
Trying to remember. I feel like maybe he's like in the background at one point.
Yeah, I
or
bet it's
something.
something where if you like know what he looks like, you can see him in a shot. And he's like,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it actually like pops up his name on the screen, and I don't recall.
Mm. Still, yeah, what a career to have.
The other
And-
thing is like I don't know if he was involved in that. Only because I'm trying to think, because he was involved in like production on those albums, but I don't know if he was there for the recording.
Okay, because as I understand what an audio engineer is typically they're involved with like the more physical aspect of things, like where the mics are positioned, hooking up the equipment, like the literal, like physical recording space, whereas production is on the other side of the screen.
Right.
Doing that work, doing the actual, what you would do in a digital audio workshop now.
Okay, yeah, he was involved. I'm just looking at an article, and apparently, like, he's in some of the footage, at least, but I'm not 100% sure if he actually gets shown. But, like, he was there.
He was there. Folks, he was there, yeah. So
he was
on the
there. He
last
said
two Beatles
they hadn't
albums.
staffed adequately, so he was brought in as an independent second engineer, and it was the best job in the world.
Yeah, I fucking bet.
Yeah, that would have been pretty wild.
Yeah, but yeah, he brings that same, like, fucking cool production to this, and this is their 7th studio album. Like, Alan Parsons Project has been doing the project for 1,000 years at this point.
For like a good, like, decade or so.
Yeah, all this to say the chorus, as much as it's a soft impact, but it's also, like, rich.
Yeah.
And the move from that to the post-chorus to then the verse is pretty seamless. Like, your sense of transition in this is not at all jumpy or anything. It's just like you almost don't realize you're in the next part until you're there.
Yeah, I mean the post-chorus like feels very similar, but like we're rising now, right? Like it's the it's just like it's the melody, but it's also like the chord progression and stuff. And you start to hear the saxophone, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You get a kiss of sax.
Yeah, there's a weird moment in this because like it pauses between, right? Like there's two kind of halves to this. So you get a little bit of saxophone in between and also like some guitar.
That guitar is critical.
In the back.
Because people hear it. And I was like, we're going to have trouble talking about this because it is so in the back there. So I'm glad you picked up on it. But it's going to come up in a lot of the cover versions. Everybody kind of notes that guitar there and will replicate it.
So weird.
It's so weird. It's like 3 notes, and it barely has an impact on the song.
And it's like very quiet.
It's very quiet, but people are like, we need to have that in our cover.
Obviously,
you have to have that. Verse 2, kind of same as the first. Louder.
Yeah,
not
it's
even really.
It's. I mean, it feels bigger, right? Because like if you jump between them, you can tell like there's more stuff. And I think a lot of it is like this guitar filling space. And I think it's just like we're allowing things to ring out and such. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is that Fairlight riff or that chimey riff is a little louder for sure.
Yeah.
And it's there right off the bat. There's less, we kind of ramp on the first verse. This one we're kind of just at the top right away. And then we add in the U's again at about the same time.
Right. Yeah, so but like it's very similar. It's just louder. And I mean that's also kind of what happens on the next chorus. There's also strings.
Yeah.
Possibly Fairlight.
Yeah, I don't see any real strings credited, so I'm going to guess. Although these credits I got from Somfacts, I don't know how accurate they are, and they did have for this album an orchestra. So it's possible these are actually from that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm looking at...
I'm not seeing that on the title credits.
Yeah, in title. And it has, like, keyboards and it has drums. But yeah, it doesn't have orchestra or strings or anything like that.
Nonetheless, there is some string component here, synthetic or organic.
Yeah.
But more important is the sort of 226, 228 moment. Where we go to Saxophone Town, baby.
Yeah, saxophone solo. Did you say Sax Attack?
I should have. I said Saxophone Town. Sax Attack is way fucking better.
Anyway, this is Mel Collins playing the saxophone. I don't know much about Mel Collins other than they were a member of King Crimson for a while.
That's right, for 2 different periods. Early 70s and then sort of their later, like 2000s, get back together and tour.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a session musician.
And plays the saxophone.
And he plays the saxophone, and boy, does it fucking rock.
Yeah, it's like... I was trying to think of, like, how to talk about solos, you know? Because it can be difficult. Because I feel like most of the time I'm like, yeah, it's fucking cool. Like, it's very cool.
Yes.
And I
So what do you got
liked
for
it,
me?
which is nice, but like doesn't feel like that comprehensive as like an analysis.
Yeah, it certainly isn't.
Yeah, so like what's the story being told here? Or like what's the feeling, I guess, because it can be hard to like nail down specifically like, and then at this point they're saying this. There's a few things. I guess it feels like it gives me a sense of longing.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the saxophone's very good for that. Like a saxophone feels like it is always trying to like break free of its more like its physical limitations. That's my feeling of what a saxophone does. And I think like in this song where he's like, oh, I want you back, but also I don't think I should get you back. And like he's really holding himself back.
Right.
And he's like pining for this person, but also limiting himself. Really feels like the solo gets that across pretty well.
Right. Well, yeah, it starts out kind of low and then really goes up high.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't help but fight those feelings. It's got to punch up. And like you said, there's something about the way a sax can like warble or something that seems like it fights against itself.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the saxophone. Like it's really just like pushes its own limitations, I guess. It like, or not limitations, but yeah, it feels like it's constantly on the edge. And obviously there's ways to play it very smoothly and differently, but like this style of saxophone is like, oh,
yeah,
we're trying to break free.
Yeah, and he does like the first thing is this it was like a big sustain, and it's kind of that's like the pushing, and then after that he pulls back a bit, and it's like so there is this dynamic play of like loud versus soft that you can pull an emotional meaning out of. It's the same as his impassioned plea of "Don't answer me," but then also like maybe answer me. It's like
yeah, but like yeah, maybe do it,
maybe do it. It's yeah, and they give the fucking sax the room to be here. Like we talked about with David Gilmour's solo last week, how he wasn't doing like crazy shredding or like pushing things to go very fast.
Right.
The sax is sitting in the space of the song. It's taking the time to say its piece.
Yeah, it's telling its story, you know, within the existing context, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which is just, you know, one function of the solo that is often used in this kind of song, so it's quite nice.
If you want to talk about function, like it manages to do what sometimes a breakdown does in other songs, because he starts out at one level, drops, and then comes back up to come really climactic at the end to boom, you're back in a chorus.
True, and a few choruses too.
Mm-hmm.
At least 2, maybe 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think.
Oh, I think it starts a third and then fades out.
Yeah, this is a fade-out song, and it's consistent from here on out. There's not a lot of, like, different stuff.
Right.
But it's like they established their wall of sound. They like it. The chorus is good. The vocals are rich. You can just ride this out. Like, you don't need to change it up.
Yeah, and we do. I mean, yeah, with it not changing that much, like, yeah, it works.
It's great. Yeah, I was like listening to it. I was like, is anything changed? I was like, does anything need to? I fucking love this song.
Yeah, good point.
But that's the song. That's what it sounds like. But there's also, of course, the music video.
Yeah, which very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Directed by a man named Peter Rosenthal, who I forgot to check what his other credits are.
I mean, animation, presumably?
Animation, presumably. The art and animation on this specifically is done by Michael Kaluta, who sometimes shortens he's Michael William Kaluta, and apparently he sometimes shortens William to WM.
Okay.
It's like a title. That's fucking weird.
It is.
His big claim to fame is like the 1970s adaptation of the pulp magazine hero The Shadow.
Right.
He's got a pretty storied history. He's basically a working comic book artist. He's done a lot of DC stuff. You can check his Wikipedia page, folks. He's got it. It's a lot of like, it doesn't seem like he has any big runs. Maybe some few small ones.
Not necessarily like a big name, but like he's done work over the years.
He's done some work over the years. And the studio behind this, where it was animated, was Broadcast Arts, which became Curious Pictures in 1993, who goes on to do things like the visual effects for the Mike Myers film The Love Guru, and also motion capture and animation for the Rock Band games.
Okay. Interesting.
And Red Dead Redemption. So this studio has a bit of an interesting history in that they still exist today in some format. It was a 40-man team on this, and it took 23 days to animate this. So it's cell animation, stop motion animation, and claymation, and cost around $50,000. So about a tenth of what it cost to make the Ashes to Ashes music video.
And I feel like, I mean, Ashes to Ashes music video was cool, but like, this is very visually striking.
Yes.
I guess in a very different way. And it's like this throwback thing, you know, it's, his name is Nick. Oh, okay.
Nick. The Adventures of Nick and Sugar. Did you think it was Dick and Sugar?
Well, no, he does look like Dick Tracy, right?
Yeah, I think that is one of the primary inspirations is like Dick Tracy.
Right. Although he's never, I don't think, established to be like an investigator or anything. He's just a guy with a trench coat and a fedora.
And he's just like a classic 50s guy. Most of what we know about him is that he's having a tough break. Tough break, Nick.
Yeah, and he drinks.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah. So it's like cool. Yeah, it starts with like comic book. Looks like a bunch of comic book pages out on a table with like a cover in front of it, and it's this Adventures of Nick and Sugar.
Yeah, and you get your three main characters right on the covers. You got Nick, you got Sugar,
and a Mook.
Frankenstein's monster? Yeah,
a Mook. He gets referred to as... Hang on. Where is it? Can't find my note. Lug.
Lug.
He's a lug.
He's a lug.
But I did call him a Mook.
Yeah, and so our first like touch of like this music video is going to be a little different as we zoom in on their little panels, their little windows on this comic cover, and they do little movements. He tips his hat. Sugar does a little cry, and the Mook cracks his knuckles.
Yeah, because he's a tough guy. He fights.
Yeah.
And then very cool. It opens up, and then like you see this bar, I guess, like a. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to take place in Florida, is my understanding.
Yeah, I would have said Florida or California, for sure.
Yeah, I think because there's a flamingo, we say Florida.
Oh, is it supposed to be Florida?
On that neon, I think you get a better shot of it later.
Okay, I was thinking
online said it was Florida, but you're right, it could be fucking.
Like Hollywood, like this is a real like LA thing in my mind. Just because of like how he's dressed too. I don't know that much about like Miami though, so maybe it's that.
Could be Miami.
Except for from Dexter.
Yeah.
Which I have been watching.
Which Alex has been watching Dexter. That was an off
that was
conversation.
Yeah. We didn't talk about that on the podcast, but yeah. Anyway, so and it reminds me of like what is it, like the Hollywood Tom Jones has a live album, it's like the Flamingo or something. Not the Flamingo, what is it? Live this is Vegas. Never mind.
Okay. I think it's just given that there's no Hollywood Hills, I'm going to say it's not Hollywood. Although
true,
it could be
fair enough.
There's no by the coast here.
Anyway, I feel like I've made this gotten off topic here. It's definitely like a warm place with water and beaches, and this is this flamingo themed bar thing. And there's palm trees. What's really cool, the really cool important thing here is that it transitions from like an image, like a cartoon drawing in a comic book, to a I guess model, right? Like it's a live set theoretically, but it's not like for humans. It's for drawings.
It's kind of a trick because you look at it, you're like, okay, maybe this is a real place.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're in and we're back in comic book world. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Except it's like this combination of like a real set and like stop motion. Like the animation is like stop motion, right? Like it's cell animated, but like they put these, I think, physical drawings, cutouts in a physical space, and then like do stop motion.
Yeah, because we have depth in the shot. The first shot you get is the big bad and Sugar at the bar, and then in front of them is somebody playing pool.
Yeah,
and behind you can see all the depth. Everything looks almost like a pop-up book, like it's all cut out and has its own space. Like it's very fucking cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, and all the shots are like waist up so that they don't have to show anime walking.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a lot of like still images, and then like they'll show like speech bubbles, like comic book, right?
Yeah, with the big fucking brute here whispering sweet nothings to Sugar. Literally, just a speech bubble that says "Sweet Nothings."
Sweet nothings, and then like she sees what's his name, Nick, and it wasn't Dick. She sees Nick walk in, and she like has hard eyes for him, and then the mook gets upset.
Yeah.
And she's like, there, he's swell though. Hey.
Yeah, he's swell. Yeah, and he fucking crushes her arm.
Yeah, he does. Squeezes her arm, cuts off her circulation, and like tries to dance with her, which they do. They dance.
Yeah, they're dancing.
And Nick at this time is like really upset by it, so they seem to have a history that is at least implied. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, it seems like maybe their relationship ended similar to the song, because
true.
everybody seems to know about it. The bartender's like, tough break, Nick. And then same at the hamburger joint he goes to later. The server's like, tough break, Nick, because they know that he's hurting over this girl.
It's very funny in the narrative of the video, though, because like at no point does it seem like they really have an issue. Like he's just sad because he's alone and maybe not with her anymore. But she, the whole time, is like, I wish I was back with him.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Like she wants to be back, he wants to be back, but he's also like, we can't get back together.
Yeah.
Like in the song. But she's like constantly like heart eyes for him. And he's just like sad about their thing ending. And then I do like the shot with him like drinking. Cause like he just like holds the glass up to his mouth and like he doesn't move, but you can see the bottle in front of him is draining as he's drinking.
Yeah.
Cool shot.
That's fucking solid. And then he puts it down. He drives after this. That's dangerous.
He does. He drinks a whole bottle of like presumably hard liquor.
Yeah, it looks like whiskey or scotch, maybe.
Yeah, and it's brown liquor too. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That stinks. Like if the cop pulls you over, he's gonna know. We get a nice claymation shot of some pool afterwards.
Oh yeah, there's some of that. I'm trying to remember the pool shot, but yeah, a lot of like cool stuff you can see. Oh yeah, there it is. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that's fun. It's like physical space where the pool table is like a real 3D thing, and then it's just a drawing hitting it with an illustrated pool cue, which is very cool.
Yeah, illustrated pool, and then you watch it do this like fucking trick shot. Nick realizes he's too drunk to be here, so he's gonna drive to the burger shop. He gets out of there, tips his hat.
I believe you mean Burgers and Shakes.
Yeah, my bad. Burgers and Shakes. Yeah, the place is called Flamingo. You can see it at 113 and he's leaving. And yeah, like you said, shots from the fucking waist up, so you don't have to do walking. He just kind of like shuffles out. And then he drives his car. We get to see the lights turn on, and this is where we see the album cover on a billboard.
Yeah, the album cover's on a billboard, which like I didn't get not knowing the album.
Yeah, I never understood that until this week. Because it's just like it's a trippy looking image. It's apparently of a street in the UK called Ammonia Avenue. That's just like a lot of pipes and shit.
Oh, it's actually just like a place.
Yeah.
Is it actually called Ammonia Avenue, or is it like known as...
Yeah, it's apparently that's the street sign there.
Okay, cool.
So he rolls up to Burgers and Shakes. You can see the moon here. The moon who was far away before, like he was in the flamingo shot. Now you can see the moon's an actual guy.
Yeah, the moon is like the most claymated thing
Yeah.
in this video. We'll get more moon later. Yeah, Nick's got that conversation. Once he gets to Burgers and Shakes, Nick's got that conversation with the waitress.
Yeah. What's the matter? Sugar's gone.
Sugar's gone, and like everyone knows.
Yeah, so a tough break,
Sorry,
Nick.
that's Leslie, a car hop.
Leslie, a car hop.
I don't know where her name is established, but that's Leslie, apparently.
Okay, good to know. And then who should pull up at Burgers and Shake but...
Sugar and Lug.
Sugar and the Lug. And this is where we get our kind of Back to the Future moment.
We do. It's very Back to the Future. This is like around the same time as Back to the Future. They were probably filming it around the time this was coming out. This song was coming out.
Yeah. So it's very interesting that they have like a similar climax. And are all both like 50s inspired. So Lug starts getting handsy. He says, "Give me a kiss." And then obviously Nick steps in, does everything short of saying, "Get your damn hands off her." But he punches him. They get into a brawl. They get into a classic cartoon like dust brawl.
Right. A literal dust up. And like it's not he doesn't lay him out in one punch or anything. He's got to actually
No.
fight for it. And to the point where he's like losing
Yeah.
after their like scuffle. He like is on the ground and he's about to get, I don't know, something by Lug, and then he decides that he's going to do better.
He's like, you know what? I'll uppercut him into the fucking moon instead.
Yeah. Straight to the moon. I don't understand. Like, obviously, Sugar and Nick have, like, a history. I guess they broke up in a moment of madness or whatever. Because, like, they both very much want to get back together.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Funny.
It's like, you don't need to know. And maybe it's because I've seen Back to the Future, and I'm like, oh, I get it. These two are supposed to be in love. Like, because it has that same vibe.
They're the heroes. They look like movie heroes.
Yeah.
And, of course, they'll end up together.
Of course, they'll end up together. So, yeah, Nick fucking punches the Lug right into the moon's eye. The moon catching strays.
Yeah. But it's okay, because he wipes wipes the tear away with his handkerchief.
Fucking great moment. They drive away at the end, and he fucking wipes the moon's tear, and the moon's like, thanks.
Oh. Ouch, says the moon.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Obviously more cool visual stuff, because like outside of Burgers and Shakes, that's also like a kind of semi 3D
it's another one of these model spaces.
Yeah. And they get back together and they're in love, and you can see like shining eyes and heart eyes and
stars
like,
in their eyes, their hearts beat out of their chest.
Stars. So like they're back together.
They're back together, and then 321 we get our shot of the band. We get Alan Parsons and Eric Wolfson and three random dudes.
The three guys. I know, I really like, they're completely stationary.
Yeah.
But like the lyrics pop up in their speech bubbles.
Yeah.
So this is the very first lyric video.
That's right, baby. The first lyric video. Yeah, wipes the tear out of the moon's eye. He says, thanks, pal. They drive off with love hearts everywhere.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle.
The stars twinkle.
Says one of the stars. Yeah, the stars are speaking their fucking just state of being. What a music video, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like the narrative is a bit, like, it's very simple, obviously, and maybe that's a good thing. There's times where it's like, what's going on? But, like, the whole thing looks very good. And, I don't know, do you know if there's a movie in this style? I feel like maybe it's just, like, difficult to make. Obviously, all animation and, like, stop motion is difficult to make, but I feel like this is such a cool style. I'm surprised I don't know of a movie that uses it.
It must be so tough to do, and then obviously, like, there's limitations that maybe for, like, a feature film is not going to be, like, conducive, like, in terms of the expressions they can make, and how dialogue is done, like, it might be that this is just the best format for that.
That's true. I guess the other thing is, like, you can tell they're cutting corners, like, and maybe that's on purpose, like, it could be a stylistic choice, but it's also like, well, it's not full animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll slide along the floor, and, like, their mouths don't move, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, it would be very difficult to do that. And I guess the other comparison with comic books, like, well, you don't draw every frame in a comic book. A comic book is just, like, keyframes and poses. You don't do the things in between. So I guess it does maybe it wouldn't work perfectly. And, like, we don't do a lot of this, like, mixed media stuff anyway. Like, I'm thinking, like, back in, I mean, you know, like, Ralph Bakshi movies where there's, like, combining, like, rotoscoping with these other, like, various techniques. Doesn't get done a lot.
No.
It's kind of niche.
It's very niche. It's labor intensive. And, like, the results are maybe, you know, a little more of a risk. It's the only other thing I can think of is also a music video that kind of does this, but does a very different approach. Is Take On Me, where she gets sucked into the comic. So we get some comic book frames at the start of the dude, and he's like, "Hey," and then he pulls her in, and then they just do live action. And some it is kind of mixed media because you do get like illustration people. It's not as like intense as this one, but you get a bit of that.
Yeah, that's that like live action combined with animation that you get.
Yeah, sort of Space Jam style.
Yeah, it's not exactly Space Jam, but yeah, kind of that style. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's just maybe it's just best suited to a single music video from 1984. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be as unique if we did this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, if we did this, if we made mixed media videos every day, then when do you make mixed media videos, you know?
Yeah. I get it's its own media, right?
Yeah.
Medium, I should say.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I mean, if these things take off, then we start to like do them more, and then we like develop these workflows and techniques and stuff to like simplify them. And because it didn't take off, you'd have to do everything manually, you know? Like there's no one specialized in this.
Yeah, there's nobody who, like, I'm the guy who does the Don't Answer Me style videos.
Yeah. So you very much have to do everything from scratch, basically, if you ever want to do it. So that'd be difficult.
Yeah, would be difficult. What's not difficult is talking about covers of this song, which is what we're going to do right after this short break.
I think I've done that one before.
Well, people will love to hear a classic. We're back. Talking about covers of Don't Answer Me, starting in the year 1986 with the Czech singer Stanislav Hložek.
Yeah. I think it's more like Hložek, but like
I figured
that's very
was
similar.
Meant to look it up beforehand, but I didn't because I'm bad at this.
Well, it's not like. Do you remember? I'm trying to remember who it was. They had like a K on their name, and they're like, "Yeah, that's a sh sound." And like,
oh yeah, she was. I think that was for the Titanic song "My Heart Will Go On."
My Heart Will Go On. Yeah. That one where it's like, oh, so it's just like a completely different sound
or something like
just
that.
Just does not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like with a KY. What? Like, yeah, they just it's like a different letter. It's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Stromlaski me.
Stromlaski me. That's right. So this is a Czech song, sang in Czech. 2 years after the original comes out. And the lyrics are fully different. They're in Czech, and they're kind of the same, kind of very
Similar
different.
idea, yeah. It translates, as far as I can tell, to the Tree of My Love.
That makes sense to me. So reading the lyrics, and I kind of did 2 different Google Translate versions of them.
Yeah.
It's about how he like planted this tree for somebody he was in love with, but that person was more into like race cars apparently. Like they were more into other things essentially. And so as this tree of his love grows, it's basically unrequited love, right?
Yeah, and he's like talking about like how his "You're attracted to the autodrome" is the line that I have.
Yeah.
Which is maybe like a weird translation. I'm sure there's there's some sense there, but like you were interested in something else kind of thing.
Exactly.
There's also some stuff. Yeah, he like is like talking about like how he spent all this time like digging up rocks and like tilling the soil basically, and like planting this tree. That is a metaphor.
Oh yeah, that continues to grow and bears fruit, and it has fucking birds making nests in there.
Yeah. So he loves this person and has loved them since at least 16. And as far as I can tell,
16 comes up a lot.
It doesn't say like, and then we got together. It just says like you weren't as interested, but like maybe they're together. It's a little unclear to me. I don't speak Czech.
Yeah, I don't know. The last line, according to Google, is "At least the tree remained here for my love," which seems to suggest that they haven't come there. But it seems to be a real like torch song. Like, well, my tree of love is always here for you, and I am too. So anytime you want to get away from the autodrome, and come see me, I'm here.
The autodrome.
And kind of talking about how comparing his love to the tree, it's like this is a thing that's put a lot of work into it, and it's very beneficial. Like it's a good thing. It's a very giving love I have.
Yeah,
it'll give you shade. One of the lines about like giving you shade is like there's fucking birds whistling in there. It's like this is a beautiful natural love that you can experience because I've been nursing this crush on you since I was 16.
Right, and even like what I'm seeing is it's like, oh, maybe it won't shade you now, but like my love will continue to grow, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm willing to play the long game on this.
Yeah, and like I'm a fool, but like I want to give this to you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like lines like that. It's hard to read them specifically because of the translation.
Yeah, the translation is rough.
Yeah. But it's definitely like
a general idea.
I am planting this tree and I love you and it will continue to grow, and like when you're ready I'll be here, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's exactly it. But what does it sound like, Alex?
What does it sound like? Similar in a lot of ways, you know. Simpler, like more straightforward pop sound, but it's also very like saturated 80s pop.
Yeah,
Lots
the
and lots of
synth is
reverb.
taken like front and center. We've
Yes.
lost the wall of sound and kind of just taken that riff, that dun, 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 and then that's our riff.
Yeah,
on
and
that
we do
synth.
that. We use that. It makes sense.
Yeah, real simple bass on this too, just a boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's just really simple and straightforward overall. Like, cause yeah, it's got like more synthy sounds and like, oh, I can hear they're strumming the guitar and stuff like that. You know, I can hear the guitar strumming and like the drumming is more standard. I think they keep the vibra slap in there. Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
but it's more straightforward of just like we have a synth doing da 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 da. Even to the point, it's very similar to the point of like the sax solo is basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
That's kind of worth
didn't know
noting
what to say
at
about
like
it.
111. The synth does that little guitar lick that's way in the back of the mix in the original.
I'm glad you noticed those because I like didn't notice that people actually did that.
Yeah, they did that. So it's at that, and it's roughly the same point as it is in the original.
Yeah,
So
and it's
this
like way more audible.
yeah, because it's on that big synth. And yeah, this version is very straightforward. I think we do need to give credit where credit is due. This man translated the song into another language and had it not only like in terms of themes align, but also in terms of like meter line up. Like he was able to
Yeah.
sing it. So that's a lot of work, I imagine.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's a pretty cool thing. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, so to give him credit for that, I think, yes. Is it a little close? Is it a little more poppy? Sure, yeah. So it's not the bravest instrumentally, but I think being able to move that into your native language is probably like a fucking pain in the ass. So
Yeah,
credit where credit's due.
it's pretty cool.
But let's move on to something a little more instrumentally interesting. 1997's Bossa Nova, Cassanova.
Don't answer me. Don't break your silence. Don't let me win. Don't answer me. Stay on your island. Don't let me in.
Bossa Nova, Casanova. Yeah, they seem to be Japanese. Couldn't
They do
find a
seem
lot
to be
of.
Japanese.
I think couldn't find a lot on them because there seems to be
So,
a song of this name
Mm.
by a group, and that's what I kept getting when I was trying to Google them.
So these guys are a J-pop music duo who've been around since 1988. They consist of Sho One, or of course Shoichi, as his name actually is, Ichi meaning one in Japanese, and Hideto Yoshizawa.
Okay. So I did find them, but I said they are a Japanese song by these two people.
No,
But it's just the translation, the automatic translation.
yeah, I think
in
the
Japanese
automatic
Wikipedia.
translation is fucked
referred to
on
them
there.
as a song, not a band.
Not a band.
But now that I'm looking at their discography, yeah, makes more sense.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just like two dudes doing pop, kind of soft, jazzy pop. So like
Yeah,
Bossa Nova adjacent. This one doesn't really come off as Bossa Nova to me.
agreed. Yeah.
It comes off as Cassanova for sure.
Oh,
These
yeah,
guys are
sure.
Fucking
Casanova, sure. Bossa Nova, not so much.
not so much.
Music
We
unit.
do a weird intro on this.
We do, because it seems like, oh, maybe it's the previous song, but it's not.
It's not.
I definitely checked. Yeah, it's like very, it's like radio filtered and just like very noisy with these heavy horns and like crashing drums and everything's blown out.
Yeah.
And then it stops and goes into
Yeah.
this like really soft, like less filtered, like jazzy sound with these like cymbal drums and like really shiny, mellow synths.
Yeah. And a bass like kind of low and just moving around in there. Like we instantly enter like a chill cafe.
Yeah.
Then it gets very bouncy when we hit the verse.
Yeah, because it brings in this like kind of funky guitar, but yeah, like it gets this bounce to it. I agree. It's got that going on, and like as much as it's like very soft, it sounds very interesting. And maybe it's just because this is not music we listen to every day,
Yeah.
but it's like got a cool aspect to it where it feels very different.
It feels very different. They even take, because that soft synth is kind of doing that synth pattern from the original, but it's
Mm-hmm.
they again like very bouncy, very rounded. Bump dun 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 dun. And yes, so you add these weird drums on top of that. There's a bass given it, like they really take this like hard steer this
Yeah,
into
like
their own
galloping
pop.
bass line. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they've got their vocalist who does a fine enough job. They're obviously a Japanese singer singing in English, so some of the syllables are strange.
Yeah.
So if the B's especially come off as V's, you'll notice.
Sure.
If you believe in the power of mad dick, sometimes it sounds like they're saying.
Mad dicks. Do you believe in the power of mad dicks? Maybe I do.
Maybe I do. I can change your mind. But yeah, the sound on this is very like fun and new to us. Yeah, it might just be for us, but I like it.
Yeah, overall, I mean, like, the guitar is like a real clean sound to it, even though they're like playing it kind of that funky way, I like that. And what else did I have? Yeah, I like it kind of like has a way that it moves, even though like it's still like it really moves, but it's all very like soft. And then like there's a flute in it later too, which is interesting.
Great choice.
Because I think Alan Parsons like was a flautist, but he didn't like play it a lot in Alan Parsons' project.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's like it's got this like lightness to it, but like also like a fun thing about it. It feels very different, as I guess like it's kind of got this like joyous sound to it, but like a little bit bittersweet.
Yeah.
Does that check out for you? Like it's got this excuse me, I burped suddenly. This like underlying sadness, and I don't know if I'm making that up, but I feel like I kind of hear that.
The softness of that synth, I think, really speaks to some of that sadness, because as much as it has a bouncy pattern, the way it hits is very like in the more melancholy synth zone. But then you also get like, especially on the chorus, like so much of the song is just things noodling in your left and right channel. So they're like, "Don't answer me," and the guitar's like, "But
there's a lot of that stuff.
Damn, we're having a lot of fun. So it does hit a very strange tone. So does it fully get the melancholy of the original? I don't know. Part of the thing is, I was charmed enough by this that I didn't care.
Yeah, it is a cool sound, but there's it's just got a lot of cool stuff going on. I don't know. You know, like this really shiny, like chimey synth that comes in the chorus, and like, they do this thing where after the chorus, they like really mellow out very briefly. Yeah, like almost like a breakdown, but it's like for a fraction of a second, and then it gets right back into the verse.
It's like just that synth. It's like
like very, very briefly. And yeah, there's like some like harp sounds on, I think, an electric piano. It's almost like being played as a harp with these like really fast arpeggios. And then the other thing I wanted to call out, which is the like solo / call and response section with the flute and the guitar. Right. Around like 2:30.
Yeah.
Where they kind of like weave in and out over each other. And like, it doesn't feel like a standard like call and response thing to me, because it sounds like they're both kind of doing their own thing and then pausing for a while, but it's not like you play 2 bars, I'll play 2 bars, or maybe it is, but it feels like spaced a little differently from that. And like, I don't know, it's like they're like in conversation, but like the cadence of their conversation is a bit odd.
Yeah, it enters more of a standard call and response around like 2:53, where you get a little more like flute goes, then guitar goes. But that first 20 seconds is like, the flute's going, guitar chimes in, flute goes. It's very loose.
And like the flute keeps playing over the guitar and stuff. Certainly at one point. So yeah, it's cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, a cool song all around. Flute goes nuts on this, like especially as we go into the outro stuff. Just ripping, and the guitar going again. You get kind of 2 of those duet sections. Mm-hmm. Is there something about the flute that speaks not necessarily to like a melancholy, but like a hey, well, that's just life, man. Like, yeah, the relationship's over. Like, there's a bit of like a, I don't know, like a laissez-faire attitude that's like sometimes bad shit happens.
It's kind of got that feel, I think. It's like,
I'm trying to support your like, this song is melancholic, trying to support, but like, also the sound of the flute? Like bouncy. Like maybe the flute is at some middle range between those two, because the bouncy rhythm on this is so like intoxicatingly positive. but also some of the tones, like the synth is melancholic. They use these chimes to effect on the chorus that kind of brings some of that melancholy in.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's like a different tone, almost like an bop kind of tone, you know, where like the song sounds cheery, but it's about the passage of time and how it goes so quickly.
Right.
It was written by children.
Just got some sad stuff going on.
Yeah, there's an air of sadness to this. Maybe just from the source material. Maybe we're just trying to justify the fact that we clearly like this version.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to 2003 to talk about Highclass.
Don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me win. Don't answer me. Stay in your island. Don't let me.
Yeah, let's do it. Highclass.
Highclass. You know anything about Highclass, Alex?
They seem to be, they're like a mostly vocal group. No, I couldn't find much about them.
No, this is a synthesizer guy. This is a dance.
Wait,
mix.
hang on.
You're thinking of proGrammar,
I'm thinking of proGrammar.
who also not a vocal
right.
group,
I
just
wrote that
new.
like, I guess it's a vocal group because the name of it is Full Vocal Radio Edit, and I never went and erased that. Note.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything on these guys.
Because it's hard to Google Highclass, although I did see them also referred to as Highclass, 2 words in Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know if that's the same one because maybe there's 6 different acts called Highclass.
Yeah.
Is this a scenario where, like, should we have, like, as an audience participation thing, put like a bounty out for information on acts? 'Cause this happens sometimes where we can't find any information on an act.
Right.
As this is where we go, like, hey, like, call in to, email us at covermepod@gmail.com or talk to us on Blue Sky @SnakyMe @ some Alex Wise guy.
Sure.
And if you can get us like verifiable info on these acts that we can't find out about, we can't give you money or anything. We shout you out on an episode.
Right. Yeah. The prize is the satisfaction of knowing that we know.
Yeah, the prize is clout on one of the smallest podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
If that means something to you, hey, tell us who Highclass is.
Please.
Because what we really know is it's 2003 dance. This is a dance mix. It's probably one in a fucking infinite sea of dance mixes. But sometimes you pull something from the year 2003 that is so 2003. And this version has that in that really farty sax synth.
Okay. Farty sax synth. Yeah, it does have that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very like buzzy sax synth. That comes in quite a bit.
Quite a bit. They really like it. And that's just not a tone you're going to hear in modern mixes. You wouldn't hear it in earlier mixes. It's like very like pinpointed to like the year 2003, maybe 2002, 2004.
Okay. All right. I believe it. I don't have the like time consciousness on this about that, but I believe it.
You and I have listened to enough dance mixes over the years, both literally over the 7 years we've done this podcast and over the years that those dance mixes have come from,
right?
that I think you probably have a pretty good sense.
All right.
If not like, categorically, not like consciously, at least subconsciously, of what kind of tones are present in these different years of dance music.
And this one is very 2003.
Yeah, you might get it in the 90s. I'll be honest, you could get this in the 90s.
Yeah, there's always some spillover, right?
Yeah. We got echoey vocals on this, very synthetic. Don't let me in.
Oh yeah, very much like digital sound. It's all very digitized. They do like the 2 verses and chorus. Like structurally, they do everything.
Yeah.
But they also do like extended dance sections in between.
Mm-hmm. And even their like synth arpeggio is based on that initial synth riff from the original.
Yes, it is. Based on like that chord progression.
Yeah.
And then they introduce that like huge kick pulse. That's not till the chorus actually. And then that's where it really becomes like an EDM kind of thing.
Yeah, we're fully in the dance zone.
Yeah, and it does. This is the one. It does like a build, right? The chorus, end of the chorus is like a build, and then it like drops into the dance section.
Yeah.
Plays the chorus melody on a synth. It's almost like another chorus, right?
Yeah, it's that big hype up synth.
Yeah.
And that really like low bass synth.
Yes. The sax one.
That sax one going. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Is there too. And there's like another like kind of popcorn synth section, and you get this like real like drum machine snare.
Yeah, is that like around 130 you're talking about?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's like I didn't know how to describe that synth, like a popcorn synth.
Yeah, I think there's a song called Popcorn that has a similar synthesizer.
Okay. I called it like a ping pong ball in a tube.
That works too.
I think it's like it's bouncing around in there. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, that's right. So yeah, that's kind of like the dance section outro there. So yeah, that's the structure. I don't know that this one like really like moved the needle for me. I didn't like love it. It didn't like make me. It didn't dislike it. I thought it was like totally fine.
Yeah, it's structurally sound. I could see it playing like at a club of the time, 2003 to maybe the 90s as well, but you couldn't play in the 90s because it didn't exist then.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I think what I like about this one is the bad part about it, which is that fart sax. I do like weird sort of idiosyncratic noises in a song that you're like, well, nobody's going to do that. They shouldn't have done it in this one.
It is definitely a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. But what else is fun is to do an instrumental version that's all done with a human mouth. It's 2008. We're talking proGrammar.
We are talking proGrammar. Man, looking this guy up.
Mm-hmm.
He mostly doesn't do this. He like, is this the guy? Yeah. He seems to be posting videos of himself reciting Hamlet for the last several years.
Okay.
With like years in between videos. So he'll like, there's like stuff from 2 years ago, and then it's like 2 months ago. And then it's like 5 years ago. So I don't know what's going on with this guy. I know it's his stage name of Graham Arthur Mackenzie.
Yes.
He's from South Carolina.
Yes.
He grew up in Seattle. He's a Seattle-based artist, I guess.
Seattle's own
proGrammar. Graham Arthur Mackenzie.
So yeah, somebody gave him the nickname Grammar as like a short or like a pet form, I guess, of Graham.
Graham, yeah.
And then he got into computer programming, so he chucked a pro on the front of that.
There you go.
And this it's Don't Answer Me brackets instrumental, but the instruments are this man's voice.
Yeah, all the instruments are his voice, and then it does backup vocals as well.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that they do the Don't Answer Me backing vocals for the chorus.
Yeah, but no lead vocals.
Yeah, so this is kind of in the realm of like Smooth McGroove, the like acapella YouTube guy.
Similar idea. I was surprised there wasn't a video for this, but this is also 2008, fairly early days.
So he's a little bit ahead of the curve on this.
Yeah, it seems to be. Like, my take on this is like, it would have been pretty novel in 2008 and probably was very cool. Nowadays, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Probably would have done really well if like TikTok existed in 2008.
Oh yeah. Well, especially he's got some very like that synth dun, 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 dun. He does a very funny noise for ding, 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 ding.
Right. He definitely doesn't seem like he does sounds where it's like it sounds like a voice that isn't doing it very well, and he seems to be like fine with that. Which
that
is
seems to be part
cool.
of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the sax solo in particular, right? Like
Which
we
rules.
joke
I
about like
liked it.
making, we joke about making these like instrument sounds with our mouths, but that's exactly like what you don't want it to sound like.
Yeah,
but it's like kind of a joke almost, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Because like it's kind of like, how are you going to imitate a saxophone?
Yeah, and he's just doing like yeah, and like that kind of stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's a sax solo.
Yeah, I like this. I don't know if I could do a whole album of it like he's got here.
Right, but it's novel.
Yeah, it's novel, and yeah, of the time of 2008, maybe like a little bit ahead, just a touch ahead of the curve here.
It seems like it's definitely like the right time for it. It wasn't like slow, you know. It wasn't like behind.
Yeah.
It wasn't behind the curve for sure.
It wasn't behind the curve, and there's something about just like a dude doing it, and this not being an a cappella group. It's just one guy being like, I can lay down some tracks.
Yeah,
it feels cooler to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kind of a novelty. Let's talk about just a single dude, 2016's Cary Brothers.
Yeah.
Don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me win. Don't answer me. Stay on your island. Don't let me.
Just one guy, not
Just
two,
one guy.
not brothers. Not brothers. This person's name is Robert Cary Brothers.
Yes.
From Nashville, indie rock singer.
Yes.
This is not a group of brothers with the last name Cary, as I
No.
originally thought.
As you might have guessed. But just a single guy. His song Blue Eyes was on the Garden State soundtrack.
Yeah, so he's been on some other soundtracks as well. That seems to be like the main source of his success. Is his songs get put on film soundtracks.
Yeah, he's a soundtrack guy.
Which is interesting. He's also toured with the artist Aqualung.
You hated Aqualung.
Who you may remember is one of the early
enemy of Alex Mildenberg.
early examples of like versions I really disliked.
I don't think you've ever disliked a version in all the 7 years as much as you've disliked that one.
Maybe like once or twice. Yeah, it didn't happen very much. The other thing about that one is I really like Aqualung the album. So I was like primed to like it, and then it was very disappointing.
Yes, and that was Take On Me.
Oh, would it have been with Kalen then?
I think it was with Kalen. I remember Kalen also being shocked at how pissed you were.
Like, this fucking sucks. I don't hate this one as much as that one.
Yeah, this one leans to the territory of just fine.
Yeah, but it's like towards that. It's very much like, let's do a slow ambient, like acoustic version. There's synthesizer, you get the like ambient synth, like stringy
it's filling
sounds.
the space. Yeah,
Very saturated. To me, very well worn path. Through the forest, though. Definitely through the forest. It's a slow, sad version. It does fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it that much. It does have at least one element that I do kind of like, and that is in the last part of the chorus. There's like a digital noise thing that kind of sounds like almost like a bird chirping, but like it's a computer. I do kind of like that sound. But other than that, there's just really not much here that I was into.
Yeah, it's a case of, hey, if you're going to do this kind of slow, not technically acoustic because you got synth and shit in there.
Yeah.
But attempting this more like organic or folk space, why not do a wall of sound like the Alan Parsons project did, but do it with, stand-up bass and violins and maybe a harp or something like really go the full way and give us a version that is just as rich as the original, but removed from that 80s synth sheen. Take a bit of that synthetic nature away and give us something more in the organic realm.
Or something, I don't know.
Like, do something. The ultimate thing is do something here. Because they do a bit of a build. We get strings in there eventually. My problem with versions like this is they often don't do the build quick enough. So by the time you get to the end, you're like, well, if we had had the end at fucking the end of verse 1, we might have had an interesting song for the rest of this.
Right, but we didn't.
We didn't. Bit boring. But you know what? At least we got to end on a dance track in 2018. It's Vince Magnata with No Way.
No.
Don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me win. Don't answer me. Stay on your island. Don't let me in.
I couldn't find anything on that. Presumably the singer.
Yeah, it could be this EB Noe, IBYNOE.
Oh, you think that's them?
I think so. It's not Noe, the hip hop artist from Baltimore, because he's a dude.
Sure.
It's obviously the singer on this who is a woman. So there, I found a Noe from Wellington, New Zealand, or I found EB Noe, who I don't remember who they are. But,
okay. What I know is that Vince Magnata seems to be Spanish.
Yeah, from Barcelona.
DJ and producer. Seems to play a lot of like clubs and things, based in Barcelona.
Yes. So that's him. And then, this is a classic example of like DJ of moderate success, DJ / producer of moderate success, some random singer.
Yeah. You hire a singer.
Yeah. And you're just like, hey, you sing on this track. I'm doing a mix of Don't Answer Me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that mix.
Yeah. A lot of it is just like we did a beat and they're playing some synthesizers as they sing.
Yeah. It's we get a nice version of the synth right off at the top there. We get Don't Answer Me echoed out,
Mhm.
and they do the bam, down, down, down.
Yeah, and then you get the like, you're kind of like, we're starting the song synth.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bait and switch almost, where you're like, check it out, we're gonna really like get in the muck of Don't Answer Me's instrumentals, and then they're just like, like, oh, okay.
Of course, you got to start those drums up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so like it works well enough, but it's similar to maybe the last one in that like I didn't feel like there's a whole lot going on, and
Yeah.
maybe it's just like the things it does are a bit played out now. That
This
seems
is
to be
like-
part of it.
Yeah, 100%. And this is why I like the high class version more, because as much as it is like rote for its time, also by right of not being as close to the current time as this Vince Magnata cover is, it sounds weird just by being an artifact of the year 2003.
Right,
And having that weird fart synth, you're like, oh yeah.
right, and we're like far enough removed from that.
Yeah, you're like, this is kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
it's a novelty, it's a throwback, even though it wasn't at the time. And this one is, yeah, just straight up your bag of tricks of 2018 EDM mixes.
Yeah, yeah, and
It
it's like
reminds me, yeah, go ahead.
7 years ago now, but like it doesn't feel like long enough ago
No,
that we've really moved away from it far enough.
it reminds me of there's like a story, I heard it on a Cracked podcast like 100 years ago of like, I think it was Bruce Springsteen and his band, or like some of Bruce Springsteen's band playing with this like really low budget band, like these kind of just like garage band guys.
Right.
And they're like, hey, you guys are a lot of fun. Don't get any better. Because there's this, once you get to, and this is what I'm going to say is like Vince Magnata's in this realm where he's like, he has a formula. He's good enough that he knows what the industry standard is,
Right.
and that removes your experimentation.
Yeah, it does feel like. I mean, I always think of it as like at first you're very experimental, and then you get established, and then unless you can move past that, it's very hard to become experimental again. And yeah, it does feel like he's in that middle point.
Yeah, he's in that
Really,
middle
yeah.
point. Whereas High Class is more towards the start, where he's got some of the fucking like standards worked in, but
Right.
he's like, well, I got to have my signature.
Yeah.
Great. But that's this version. Yeah, it's kind of plain. It's not technically bad, but it's just kind of boring. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, she says Island a lot.
Island. Yeah, she really hits
Island.
the S in
It's
Island.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably not from New Zealand then, because they would know the word island.
They would. 'Cause they live on one.
Yeah, because they live on a couple.
And that's the only
New
reason.
Zealand. That's yeah. Yeah, we do a sax solo that I think is just a dude reproducing it. Doesn't sound like like a sample.
Right. But yeah, it is very close. Decent
Yeah.
sax sound.
Decent sax sound, a bit slower. Yeah, man. That's it. There's a music
Yeah.
video for this of the club version.
It's like a
Nice.
lyric video though, right?
Yeah, so it's just like satellite images / like sped up like landscape shots. So you just see like clouds moving over a bunch of mountains and shit.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot of like
lyrics over
time
top.
lapse, not photography, but
Time lapse,
videos.
that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, of like there's a shuttle launch and like shots in the desert with
Yeah.
the clouds, and
And you're like, wow, look at the
Yeah.
clouds move. Yeah, it's very perfunctory, but
a lot of it is nature, but then it's space.
yeah.
And
like,
then
we
it just
open with
shows,
a
like,
satellite.
Yeah, like CGI images of like astronauts in space and like rockets and shuttles and just stuff. Man,
Yeah, man. But we got to talk less about that and talk more about our final verdicts.
We
of
do.
Which there are 3 categories: the worst version, the best version, and the version you'd like to leave as a message on somebody's answering machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little high concept there. Alex, what's the worst version this week?
What's the worst version of this? I mean, I really didn't like Cary Brothers.
Yeah,
That's got to be it for me. It's kind of the type of cover that resonates least with me, because it feels to me like the way you can do a cover while also doing the least work.
yes.
Because you're like, all right, slow it down, put it on the guitar, and make it sad. It's like,
And
well,
especially when the song's already sad.
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't sound happy when it's by the Alan Parsons
My
project.
interpretation of it is that it's sad now. It's like, well, okay. It was sad
Yeah,
before.
It was sad before.
So you didn't do anything. Yeah, and it's got a couple cool sounds, but not enough to save it.
Yeah, it's another one that kind of like similar to what I said about Vincent Magnata. He clearly knows what the industry is doing, but he's not really doing anything outside of that. So yeah, I would agree. Cary Brothers is, I think, the worst version this week. Yeah, just a little unimaginative. At least doing a dance cover, you're like, well, what if you could dance to this? Like that's some kind of risk. But what's the best version, Alex?
What is the best version of this one? I mean, there were some cool ones, but the one I liked the most, probably by a lot, was BOSSANOVA CASSANOVA.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds really cool. And
Yeah.
like they did the most with it in a very interesting way.
And I was so ready for it to suck shit, too. I was like, this version is going to be rough.
But you never know with these all caps.
Yeah, these all caps, a bossa nova, a genre that I think gets a lot of mediocre covers in it.
Yeah,
So
which
claiming that at the front is like, ooh.
Yeah,
Even though, it's not really
a genre
bossa
this
nova.
to me does not seem to be a part of.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
maybe there's more. I don't know.
Great instrumentals in this, like really fun soloing stuff. It hits a weird vibe. It's got a lot of energy to it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But Alex, the answering machine's going off. Leave a message after the beep. Which version are you playing off of your phone and into this other phone? You're using a landline to call this person, and then your phone to stream a song into the
course.
landline,
As I always do.
as you always do.
Nothing unusual about this one. Yeah, which version am I playing over the phone? I want to confuse this person, so
Yes.
Stanislav Hložek.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure. Not English, because Why am
Yeah,
I playing this for the person? Am I trying to win them back? Is that?
Hey, you paint your own picture.
Well,
you know?
apparently
You
I'm
tell
just
me
trying
the
to
story.
confuse people by playing Czech songs in their answering machine, which is recorded by a physical tape because it's 1995.
95. What if you pay? You're like, what if you open it up? You're like, you know what new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to
We'll
this.
listen to
then-
this, and it's
then
like,
you pay
Stromlaski
Stanislav.
me. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. That's a good choice. I'm also going for like a little confusion, but a little more like, hey, is he in there with a bunch of other dudes? Like, what are they doing? I'm playing proGrammar's instrumental version.
Who did he get to do this with?
Yeah, and why? And why am I calling this person? I don't know. Maybe just to tell him not to talk to me.
True.
But maybe I'm calling back a scammer, and they're not picking up, so I leave them this. proGrammar, more like pro-scammer.
Pro scammer. Yeah.
But that's our final verdicts, folks. If you got similar opinions, different opinions, want to talk to us about a version we didn't talk about, of which there's like a couple maybe, you can hit us up on the app Blue Sky, at Snaky Me, at Some Alex Wise Guy. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod@gmail.com. Talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on all the podcasting apps. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Pocket Cast, Podurama, Podbean, the whole works, dude. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, and loved ones about us. What you can really do this week to get the word out there is make a short Cover Me comic, you know? Something you'd read in the funnies, in the newspaper, 3 panels. Spread it around to your friends, put it on the internet, put a little QR code in there so people can scan it. And get the word out there. You wrap it around a piece of bubble gum and sell it. You know, when bubble gum comes with a little comic in it.
Yeah.
You do that. Yeah. Could be like that. That's how you can get the word out there this week. That does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me, if you need to believe in someone, just try Cover Me.